Hi, this is Mary Kay with Country Music Matters, and we are welcoming back James Dupre. We haven't seen him since 2016.
That's right.
What have you been up to since then?
Oh man, I've been playing dates and trying to get out there as much as I possibly can. I just put out a new single about a month ago, and it's called "Hurt Good." It's doing well on the charts right now. So yeah, it's exciting.
What's the story behind "Hurt Good"?
Well, it's one of the songs that I wish I had written, but I didn't. But it was the last song that we recorded for the Stone to Death album, and before we got pitched the song, it was we kind of knew that it wasn't the album wasn't quite done yet, and so when we came across "Hurt Good," it was like, okay, now we got it, and it's just like a dark and sexy kind of song that a lot of the other songs don't have on the album. So I'm really excited about it. It's doing well. We've gotten great reviews, and the fans love to sing along to it. So yeah, it's fun.
Is there a video out for it?
I put out an acoustic video on YouTube. We're kind of in the process of talking about a actual music video, but yeah, nothing yet.
And you took music in school, like in maybe
I was
high
in
school?
band, yeah.
Band?
Saxophone, actually. Yeah. Kenny G.
Kenny G, there you go. Now, were there teachers there that stuck with you and influenced you and were a guide to you?
Absolutely. My band teacher, Mr. Brown, I joined the band in 6th grade, and I played one of those little recorders, you know what I'm talking about? And, from 6th grade all the way up until like 10th or 11th grade, he was my band teacher, and he was like a mentor to me. He taught me about music, and he could tell that I had a love for music. And so anyway, the story about him is basically he got cancer when I was in 11th grade and passed away. And so like he still, to this day, I still feel his influence, though, you know what I mean? He taught me a lot. So
now, family is a big part of your life and anybody's life. Did they at any point say, what are you doing? Are you sure you want to do this?
Surprisingly, no. My mom and dad have always, even since I was a kid, even before I told them that I wanted to do music, they've always taught us just do whatever makes you happy. Do what you want to do. You can do anything you want. And of course, they were kind of hoping that college would be involved with that. I did go to college for a couple years, and then it just wasn't for me. But my parents have even now, they are enjoying the ride along with me, and they when I was on The Voice, they got to come out and be on a couple of the episodes and stuff. So it's cool. I think they're enjoying it just almost as much as I am.
Now, your YouTube, introduction, I guess, was before The Voice.
Oh, yeah.
Why did you pick the YouTube platform?
I don't know if there's a one reason. This was in 2007, and MySpace was still very popular. I had a MySpace page, and I would upload audio of songs that I had written, recorded in my bedroom. And I had heard about this fairly new video service called YouTube, and so one day I just decided to go check it out, and I had this little handheld camera, and I did a Tim McGraw cover, and that was my very first YouTube video, and I posted it, and all of a sudden I started getting comments and from people from all over the world, and I was like blown away. I was like, man, this YouTube thing is pretty awesome. So I just kept going with it.
Well, some of these YouTube starter-up nows are on a whole different level.
Oh, yeah. I was just
really
testing
expanded.
The waters back then.
Some of it's like, oh, no, these startups. You just wonder where some of these people get these ideas.
Yeah.
Now, you had recently, was it this year or last year, been over to London?
It was this year, actually, a couple months ago. Very first time in the UK.
And what was going on over there?
They have a concert series every month called Nashville Meets London, and what they do is they have a Nashville-based artist and a London-based artist, and they do a show together. And so I was there with a girl named Laura Oakes, and she was phenomenal, and I played all my songs acoustic, and it was just really fun. Very intimate. About a couple hundred people or so were there, and I got to go down and see big band and all that stuff. So it was really fun.
Now, had you been to Europe before?
I have, yeah. I've been to France, but never England. So yeah.
No, you would go back definitely to the
definitely.
Europe. They said the European fans are they're different, but yet in some ways a lot similar to us
Well,
over here.
you know what I find, especially when I went to France, I played a show. It was actually on my birthday. I remember this, and I just felt like they were very passionate about the country music and stuff, and they don't speak English, and it's like they were singing along to every word in English, and it was like, wow, this is blowing my mind. And then another cool thing too was right after my show there, they called me back up on stage, and the entire crowd sang "Happy Birthday" to me in English, and I was just like, wow.
Yeah, you've arrived. You've arrived. You're hearing more and more of the artists doing these big festivals over there, and they're kind of saying the same, that the fans are so passionate.
Yeah.
And when they stand on stage, they say, oh my gosh, in their heads, they know my songs. Mm-hmm. They know me.
Yep.
So
I had a guy there that came all the way from Spain, and I don't know how far of a drive that is, but he literally came from another country to come see me play when I was there. So, I mean, it's just stuff like that.
That's got to be huge for you.
Yeah.
when you take in that concept that somebody did that for you.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Now, what's the hard part of songwriting?
For me personally, I tend to overthink everything. Sometimes when a lyric comes in my head and I write it down, I should just leave it as is, because I'll start dissecting it, and then I end up not knowing if it's better or worse, and so that's the most frustrating part for me about songwriting.
Now, what do you take, like, when you go into a songwrite and it's somebody you've never written with before? What is the advantage of that? Is it kind of scary?
It's not scary. It's awkward at first, maybe, especially if you don't know the person, and because it's a relationship that you have to form, and you have typically a 3 or 4 hour session to do that. So it's and sometimes it clicks and it's really great, but other times it's sometimes styles don't mix well or whatever, so. You just kind of gotta figure out which writers you click with and which you don't.
It's probably a learning curve on both sides.
Definitely, yeah.
Like and then maybe they could make you look at something different.
That's the advantage of it. Yeah. I mean, I think I've written with a lot of amazing songwriters here, and I've learned so much, because when I moved here, I didn't consider myself a songwriter, and just from writing with these pros, I mean, they taught me so much.
Now, who would you like to release one of your songs? Somebody, let's give, like, say, top 3. Okay.
Eric Church. I mean, I would love, that would be my number one. I've always been a big Vince Gill fan. That would just be so cool. And Miranda Lambert. I mean, I guess I don't really write from a female perspective, but I don't know. I think she could do a good job on some of my stuff.
There's a lot of the females are making their stand, and they're sticking with it in this business.
Oh yeah.
Who are some of the ones that kind of stick out for you?
Female artists? Yeah, Miranda, of course, right off the bat. I mean, I've always loved her stuff. And Casey Musgraves, and I'm really, really, really getting into Ashley McBride recently. I think she is the real deal.
She is
genuine.
So your music, you kind of like to gear it towards your audience, because your fans they're the biggest critics.
Oh yeah.
So do you kind of like say, oh, my fans will like this, or hey, this is just something I want to do? How do you draw that line there?
I think the number one priority for me is always, do I want to sing this song for the next 20 years? And if I don't feel like I like the song, I'm not going to do it. I typically what I do is I try to stay true to who I am style-wise, and so far the audience has reacted well. So.
So you have a busy CMA Fest this year?
Yeah, this is actually, I'm kind of going towards the end here now, but Thursday night I played at BB King's with a full band. That was a blast, and did some meet and greets yesterday, and played this morning over on the Spotlight stage, and I'm also doing the national anthem tonight at the Nashville Sounds game, so I'm excited about that.
Big. So what do we have going on the rest of the year?
Well, I'm booked through the summer, and we're working on dates for the rest of the year, and we're gonna see what we're gonna let the single play out, and hopefully get back in the studio before the end of the year.
I'm sure you've got some songs stockpiled.
I do.
What do you sit there like open this big box and say, oh, today maybe look at this, maybe look at that? It's got to be hard to decide.
Oh yeah, it is. But I have a handful of my favorites that songs that I've already started playing out at shows and stuff. So I can kind of
you can get a feedback.
Get the feel for that.
Well, we are so glad you took the time today with us, and it was great meeting up with you again. And we're going to be watching for you.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks a lot. Have a great rest of the time here.
Thank you.